Marinus doing his flex gets me every time.
Well, good morning, everyone.
How's everybody doing today? I apologize for the lateness. I um I was having technical difficulties. My computer it took me like 40 minutes to get my computer up and running.
And it was all Tank's fault.
It
Yeah.
usually is.
Tank was the last one in. He's to blame.
Yep. Yeah. I
You
was
lucked
in your
out,
computer.
got
I was
You
eating your
got off
bandwidth.
easy on that one, Crystal.
Oh no.
Yeah, you lucked out. You lucked out. Alrighty. And of course I have with me as always Mr. Sim, who has decided to change his profile picture. I see.
I thought that was
Sexy.
interesting, right?
It's a little hot.
I used to do that more often, but now I'm like, hey, let's do that again.
You're gonna confuse everybody and think you're Michael Beacon. And then we have with us, of course, Mr. Tank.
that good looking.
How you doing this morning, Tank?
I'm hanging in there, man. How you doing? How's everybody?
I'm doing all right. I can't complain outside of the computer issues. I was stressed out for a couple of days, but I'm all right now. And of course we got with us the return of Miss McGhee. Yes.
Hello.
But so I'm so excited for today, just to see how you're doing, McGhee. I'm even wearing my shirt, my hoodie today.
Oh, cool.
Oh, so cool. So
Where is it? My titty.
hiding under all the hair.
Yeah, you guys
Very
gotta
cool.
find him.
Perfect for sneak attack there, you know?
Yeah. Jumps out this, so he can jab that giant in the eye. And of course we got the chat host, Mr. Soul. He says, "Welcome to the morning roast where it's McGhee, our favorite velvet voiced spooky stuff expert returns to the show, hopefully with new and wacky tales. About time."
I love it.
Oh gosh. Yeah, so speaking of spooky tales, you're now doing a YouTube show now with Mr. Gilmore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next Friday we should have a stream on my channel. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So does that alternate between you
Yeah.
and his channels? Okay.
Yep, it goes between our channels.
I never end up catching it on time. I always end up having to watch the replays.
It's usually later at night. Not like too late, but like around 6 or 7 my time and about like midnight or somewhere his time in the UK. So
I guess it's a good
I
thing he's a
love
night owl.
yeah.
Oh,
Poor
man. Yeah. I feel like who else would be a good one for you to talk? Brian. Brian would be a good one for that show.
Mhm.
He's always doing the horror talk.
Oh, I
Mhm.
love talking about horror all day, dude. I could just go on. Whatever.
What's your favorite?
Oh, like favorite overall.
Yeah.
See, I can't do that. There's too many. There's too many like classics because you have stuff like the original Texas Chainsaw. You have
Yeah.
all of the Grindhouse films. Like there's
There's
much.
so many genre that you can't really compare all of
Yeah,
them.
it's just too much to say. I can tell you ones that I like, but I just can't nail down a favorite. Like let the right ones
Mhm.
in. Like dude, there's just too many.
What about slasher movies?
Ooh, slashers.
Mm-hmm.
It's close between Friday the 13th and the original Scream. It's close. It's close.
Interesting. I've always found slasher movies funny.
They are.
I always find them just funny.
That's the point.
I enjoy them. God.
They're very
That's-
goofy in nature, I feel like.
I still like was it Jason? Was it the future one, Jason X, where he's
No,
he's
no,
slamming
no.
him up against the
That's a
tree.
little too much for me. That's too much.
Oh,
I mean,
that was
I
amazing.
like the Halloween films, but it's just I don't know.
Have you
I
seen
like
that?
them. It's just hard to put it up there, like in my top 2. It'd be 3 for
Yeah.
sure. But yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
sorry,
was gonna
Sam.
say one of the ones that I enjoyed that I was not expecting was Jeepers Creepers 2.
Those, oh no.
I like the
I
first
only
one.
watched the first Jeepers Creepers.
Like I saw the first one, but I thought it was like it was good, but it was like But they did something with the second one where they focused more on the
But they were
beast.
just like on the bus though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
I
weird
prefer
about
the first
movies
one.
that take place in one location. It has to be like really good. Like there's some space films where they're just like trapped on like the shuttle or whatever. I can do that, but if it's just something weird like a bus or a car, I just don't know.
I like the first Jeepers Creepers. The second one was just okay.
They could
And
have done more with it for
yeah,
sure, but
yeah.
it's an indie film, so the budget is only so much.
I wanted to ask you, McGee. You're an expert of the horror.
Ooh.
Have I recently heard about a show called Midnight Mass?
Oh, that was actually
Is
pretty
that a horror?
decent.
Or was it
I
good?
would say, yeah, it definitely has a lot of horror elements to it. I would go as far to say it's, a light horror for sure, but it's
Okay.
good. The ending, well, the second to last episode was like amazing. It was really good. But then the last episode, I feel like they were just running up the clock at that point with the final episode. It was like, guys, no, you should have just ended it last episode and wrapped it up
Hmm.
there. So they just went a little too far. It should have been shorter. But it was great. The visuals were cool. There was a lot of like winged creatures. I won't go too much into it. But I'm very particular on like wings and stuff like that because they can look so cheap and just plastic looking, and I hate it. But they did a really great job on this one with the budget they had and whatnot.
Yeah, I seen people singing its praises and
Mhm.
such, and I was curious about it.
Yeah,
Uh,
definitely check it out for sure. There'll be some annoying characters that you're like, why? Why are you doing this? But for the most part, it's good.
yeah, this is why I need two monitors.
And it's an original, idea for the most part.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that's
that's
always a
that's
plus.
hard to come by because I know people are always like there should be new stuff, but then they don't. The other thing about creating something new is that there's going to be hiccups,
Hmm.
and they don't account for that, and they just want it to be perfect. Like the
Yeah.
guy that did Hereditary, that was his first feature film, and they're like, different parts of it, they're just like picking it apart, and it's like you have to give you know, some leeway. You're like, dude, this is his first movie, and it turned out like this good.
Yeah.
There's something there for sure. And it's like each movie gets better and better. So it's just wild that people, when they want something new, but then they want it to be perfect. So that I'm sure that's tough.
Oh, that's like the what was that vampire comedy? The Lurking Shadows, or what was it called? The Tim.
Taika Waititi thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that one. That was like a indie like first timer thing,
That
right?
was great.
Like,
Yeah.
the movie, like that,
great.
but that had so much charm and it was fun. I liked it. I really liked that one. I never watched the show yet, though.
Oh, don't
Oh, is
do
it
it.
bad?
and it's called What We Do in the
It's
Shadows.
cringe. It's cringe,
Oh,
dude.
oh,
The
Like,
movie
it was
the movie is
very
the movie.
endearing. The movie was like endearing, and it was like very. It was just like adorable, if that makes sense. And then
Yeah.
the series is trying to be edgy and cringe, and they're trying to do the same things, but they're just doing too much. Yeah, they're just being
Oh.
too much.
Mr. Feeds with us. He says, "I love Alien Covenant. No sound, just metal music blasting." Well, David, you have terrible taste. I'm sorry.
I don't know. See, parts of that film had potential, but they just dropped it.
Oh my
The
gosh,
weird, like
DDD.
David on David stuff was weird. I was like, come on, guys. What is this?
Yeah, that is weird.
Recently, I saw a fun indie horror flick. Oh Lord!
What?
I saw a great little indie horror flick called Splinter.
Oh.
Kind of a creature flick.
Oh yeah, that's an older one, ain't it? That's been out for a
Yeah,
while. Right?
it's
Yeah,
been
I've
out
seen
for a
that one.
while, and somebody shoved it in my face. Was like, "No, you need to go watch this. This is great. They use a lot of practical effects, and I love practical effects."
Yes.
Yeah,
Because
he
practical
yeah.
effects usually stand the test of time, especially when you blend practical with CG or digital
Mm-hmm.
elements. That really works out. But it's just like when you go full CG, most of the time that doesn't work because people don't know how to light the models and how to
Yeah,
blend it in, and it just sticks out. But it's
like there's one shot where you could tell they're trying to hide a practical effect by with some camera effects, and it's a little distracting, even though like this, it's a little distracting because it's like it's an indie flick. They had a budget, but they
yeah,
use a lot of ferrofluid in their practical effects, which really gives it like this alien, otherworldly, and infectious kind of vibe, which is the whole premise of
so
the horror.
gross. I know.
Yeah.
I love it.
I should have invited Bristolian Dave on for all this movie talk. Let's see who we got in the chat though. Let me see. DJD at the beginning called me a noob.
Mm-hmm. I was wondering why you were ignoring it.
Let's see. We got horror radio, late as always. I've been on time lately. I just had some issues. Ah. Let's see. Mr. Feed, scrolling through. Oh, Shadowhawk Backs. Hello, hello.
Hello.
Okay. Oh, Hex Allen. Hello, sir.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Glad to see
So-
you around. Vic King. Hello, hello.
Hello.
Let's see. And then David Feed says Splinter is trippy for a low budget. It's actually pretty cool. Is that now Splinter? That was the one with the monster woman, right? With the tail and
No,
No, it's
yeah.
no,
Splicer.
no, that was
takes,
that's Splicer. Yeah, okay.
yeah, it takes place at a it's a single location, right? Which I'm with Crystal 110%. That's a tough nut to
Oh, I
crack
know
right
this
there.
one. I know this one.
But it takes place at this gas station in like the middle of like on the outskirts
Yeah.
of town, and it's so brutal. It's so dark. It's creepy. I mean, I actually got the heebie-jeebies a little bit from it, and I don't react to horror movies. They don't get me. Like the
Well,
last
it's
horror
just you've
movie.
seen so much that you're just desensitized. You're like, oh, that's nothing. But
Right,
other
the
people
last
are over
horror,
there screaming.
right, the last horror movie I saw that I actually got like reaction from me was Touristas, and it was the vivisection scene.
Ooh,
And that one I was just like, oh,
I feel
oh
you.
man,
Oof.
oh, that's horrible.
Yeah, I remember it now. It's the fungus thing. Yeah,
Yeah, like the
Yeah.
alien fungus thing.
Yeah.
It's
yeah, that one's pretty cool.
I had a client who that was part of. They wanted to design a new supervillain, and that was part of the because I asked for a lot of resource material. Like, what inspired you? Send me like. There's no such thing as too many pictures, right? There's no such thing as too much thing. And so he's like, hey, could you watch this movie? And I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll watch a movie. Yeah, and I was like, okay, no, I get it. I get where you're going with this. That was particularly nightmare fuel. I'm glad I'm not you. That this is the stuff that I dream of.
What, Johnny? Hello, Johnny. He says you don't know what on time means. I was on time multiple times lately, back to back, bam, 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 on time. I just had a slip up today.
Yeah,
Oh.
on time in his own time zone.
That's right. He's a wizard.
It's all that matters. I'm
He
never
lives in
late.
pocket space somewhere.
I'm gonna turn off the sound.
I'm sure. Just some guy would back me up on this. That you are a wizard. You're neither early nor late. You are always on time because you arrive exactly when you intend to.
All right.
That just made me think of the awful Lord of the Rings stuff. Have you guys
Oh,
seen
no.
that? Terrible.
With the Queen of Doritos.
And then people are just like, she should have a beard. And I'm like, you're right, guys. She should have a
Yeah.
beard. But
Yes.
guess what? We're
The-
not
the-
going to do that.
Nope.
And I
There
think it's
was
funny
your-
the answer. I think it's funny that the answer that most of them goes, yeah, if you zoom in on the cheek.
That's
She has like a
sideburns.
tiny
That's
bit
not
of
a
peach
beard,
fuzz.
dude. They in The Greatest Showman, that like freak show chick had like a massive beard. That's what I want, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
I
like
won't
she
be
should,
satisfied till there's a beard. So
like she
come
should
back.
have like a beard coming to her knees.
Yeah, because she's in charge of the
Should be a big-
Doritos.
a big beard.
Like
It's
if,
like
if
it's not
I can't-
enough for sideburns. Stop it.
Yes, it's not good enough. Let's see. Yeah, there's Mr. Fisk. Good morning to you.
And in the Tolkien verse, you're supposed to be you're supposed to be having the female and the male dwarf right next to each other and barely make a difference.
Yeah.
Plus, I think there's a miscommunication that the Wokies are kind of not understanding. It's supposed to be the Tolkien universe, not the Tolkien universe. All right, there is a difference.
Dude.
There's all those stories.
Are sticking out just like a thumb when you look at the photos they put out, and you're like, dude, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, the costume design seems lazy and uninspired.
Well, what's happening here is that somebody's pocketing the money, just like they did for the first season of Supergirl, where it was like $1 million an episode. Where did that go?
Yeah,
they're just doing the bare minimum to put out a show.
Yeah,
and
but
line
isn't
their
it public
pockets.
knowledge at this? Isn't it a public knowledge at this point that you want to get finance for a movie right now? You just have to check that box, check that box, check that box, and then you calculate how much you're going to
This is a
get to
$1
fund it.
billion series, guys, and this is what a $1 billion series looks like.
Oof.
The money's in someone's pocket. That's the true winner of all of this. The guy whose pocket is so fat right now.
Well, and
Yeah,
Tolkien
it's-
weaves. If you look through the Tolkien lore and stuff, there's a lot of open area where stories are set up but not told.
Yeah.
And we could have all these characters exactly as they are. We could have with better costume design, but we could have all these characters from the East and tell the story of the East. We got the two blue wizards and how they're like Tolkien left a lot of open space to create something new, to add to the universe, to truly immortalize yourself amongst the legacy that is the works of J.R.R. Tolkien. Like somebody could have come in and gone, hey, look, I took these footnotes and made it into a masterpiece. But no, it's all about sticking it to one person or another.
And then they moved production out of New Zealand for like the next seasons. And I'm like, I don't know about that.
Yeah,
That just seems weird.
Well, I had seen somewhere, I think it was on Twitter, that somebody had said that they didn't secure the rights to like the books, like the Silmarillion and stuff. So they, so they didn't.
Well, a lot
have
of
that
stuff was
pulled.
up for grabs, yeah. And I think the video game rights are out there. Wild stuff.
Yeah, I heard the video games rights are still up for sale, but I'd seen on
That's
Twitter
just,
that
and if you think about it, you're funneling $1 billion into something that you don't even have full control over. Because when Disney got Star Wars, for the most part, besides the books, they have, they parted the video game stuff out. They're doing all this. They're doing the books. But you're sinking $1 billion in, and you don't even have the video game rights.
Yeah.
That's a big no-no, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, you don't have the
for
the real money
Amazon,
comes
$1
from
billion
merchandise.
is just like
It's all monopoly money to them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
It's all about merchandising.
oh man, I want to go play Battle for Middle Earth 2 again. Gosh, I missed that game. That was a good one.
Do they even have rights for the toys? Because that makes people big money. So
Yeah.
I'd have to look. I don't even know if they have that. If they don't, it's like, what are we doing here?
If yogurt taught us anything, it's merchandising,
Merchandising.
merchandising.
Baseball's
You'd
a
be surprised 'cause you
flamethrower.
could fund another movie just through merchandising alone.
Yeah.
Or trailers for stuff now. Like you see the Marvel trailers get almost like 1 billion people, little eyeballs on that. With all of that revenue, it's like, oh, we can fund a tiny movie from this.
Speaking of which, when do we get to see the prototypes for the Sir Alexander plushies?
As soon as I can find someone to make the plushies.
Oh, okay. All
Well,
right. That's a good answer.
Maybe Mike Jimmy could help with that. He's got that fancy plushie he's got for Life on Korra.
Because I would love to get one for my little girl.
Oh, dude, I know.
Oh, she
I've
would
had
love
a
it.
lot of people come to me and they're like, "Where's the plush? Where's the plush? I'm working on it."
It's money on the table. I'm just saying.
I know.
You're losing sales by the hour, McGhee.
No.
Yeah, for real though, because
I know.
I
People
I
love
went to your
those
Gumroad
plushies.
and I bought a digital copy, and
Thank
we throw it on the kid's tablet, and
Aw, that's sweet.
because in our family we are adamant in that comic books are a gateway to literacy.
Wonderful. That is so
And
true, though. Because there's certain people that are very visual, and if you can get them reading in little bits, you'll be
Yeah.
surprised how far they'll go later on.
Yeah, you're not confronted with a wall of text.
Mhm.
In most comic stores, especially those that are intended for all ages.
Mhm.
And that's another thing too, is that it's a good book. Nightmare Realm #1. That's a good
Oh,
book.
thank
Uh,
you.
and the wife and I were picky because if we're gonna sit down and read something with the kids like over and over and over again, it had better be good.
And I think it helps with the, rereadability with
Mhm.
just how we've done the artwork that you can just look at it. You can just sit there and look at a page and then you can go look at the map in the front of the book and you're just spending all that time and there's so much detail that you can
Mhm.
just keep coming back.
Good Night was a great book. Yes, I love. Yeah, the art was so unique. Yeah, it was
Thank
so
you.
different from what I'm used to seeing. And it looked so cool, and I was enjoying the story. And
Oh,
then
thank
I never got a second one.
It's coming, dude. Don't worry. Next couple of months, we'll have all the campaign stuff squared away.
You see the
I have a
problems you create
fulfillment
by making
company
a
and
good product?
everything to work. I know. The next couple are going to roll out like fairly quickly. We have people that are pretty good and have done the fulfillment game for a while. A lot of it is just all of the just getting your feet wet because there's so much stuff that you don't even know that goes on behind the scenes of making a book, and especially an oversized book that you had no idea. So it's just a learning curve, but we're getting there. So yay!
Oh,
Because
all
it's
gravy.
just gonna get bigger. If you think like the fights in the first book were like huge, it's literally gonna get bigger. I'm not even joking. I don't exaggerate. There's dragons coming, guys. The dragons are coming. That's all I have to say.
Ooh.
I shouldn't have had Fifth's comment about sex toys up when you were saying it'll get bigger.
What?
Let's see. Amazon's rights to sex toys
Ew.
or dildos.
No, guys.
Yeah.
You can just go to Spencer's for that.
Just-
That's what Spencer's has become. If you've walked into a Spencer's recently,
You get your
they're
small
lining the walls. Not even joking.
your small bad dragon or whatever they call it.
No,
Oh goodness.
don't do it. What's sad is they did that for The Shape of Water. They had, I believe, they had officially licensed. I'm not joking. That Guillermo del Toro film. They had officially licensed, or somebody that was partnering with them to make a semi-official thing. And I was like, guys, this is
Would
for the fish. I was like, guys, no.
Like
What is
50
happening?
Shades of Grey, I could kind of get that, but like,
Well,
what?
that's just selling basic products that are available. You literally creating something for a fish is like a fish man is like totally different. And what's sad is it's sold out too. I was like, what?
Would a
like
Lord of the
I can
Rings
imagine just people sitting
The
around
dwarf edition.
a board table, yeah, like a board meeting. Like,
So
okay.
what shall we do, sir?
what
So
would a mermaid man's penis look like? And how can we sell it?
That's somebody
quick
that
to
has
DeviantArt?
no.
I don't know why. I feel for something fishy tonight.
That's why I don't go on DeviantArt. It's all furry stuff.
Is
Would-
that a new definition of fish stick?
No.
There's so many weird
I'm
stuff.
not a gay fish.
I'm not a gay fish.
Kanye would know about that.
Hey, bitch.
So the
You
real
a
question
hobbit?
remains: is that would a Lord of the Rings branded bad dragon be a naughty smog?
Oh no. I guess it would be.
I mean, there's money there.
Literally, there's money. We've got all this gold.
You better convince him to part with some of his hoard.
Just get it all the way in. It's just like, oh, that's cold.
My coffee. No. Oh, wow.
We got Tree Goblin. Hello. I'm sure you've already left now.
I hope you enjoyed my last appearance on the morning roast.
Tree Goblin's like, oh, hello, everyone. Oh, bye, everybody.
This is too much for me. I'm out.
Mr. Fist is the creature from the Black Lagoon's longest for sale expensive gifts. No wonder I have to go to the mall.
I'm not even joking though about Spencer's, dude. Because there was this, it was like a Kingdom Hearts shirt. I was like, oh, that's cool. Let me go in there and get that. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
The whole back wall, I'm not joking, lined with all sorts of different types. It was just a full rainbow of just degeneracy on the back wall. I was like, ooh, I'm out.
Yeah, the Spencer's up at the mall has always had that back area, kind of, for sexual things. But like because I remember being a younger man and seeing it and being like,
Oh,
yeah. And then I went up there not too long ago. The last time I went there, it was like some time ago, and it was even worse.
But
It was
they're
just
also at the checkout
complete
too. So if
wall,
you want to go to the checkout,
yeah,
there's all this stuff right there, and it's just like, I don't think so. I'm gonna put
yeah.
this
I'm like,
I'm not walking up to that.
I'm like, what happened to you, Spencer? Like the whole back wall was nothing but like fake dogs and everything.
It's not
and then,
worth that.
The
Kingdom
register
Hearts
had
shit,
some,
dude.
and then
It's
over there
just
was
not.
some.
It's not worth it.
It's like, Jesus, like
Yeah.
you're basically a porn shop with some extra merch.
Yeah. But
Like,
then
Jesus.
the thing is, they frame it because they have those Kingdom Hearts shirts and the other, like, here's this Marvel shirt, and that's like right at the front window, right? But then
Yeah.
once you walk into the store, you're like, oops.
Yeah.
And then just think if you're a mom and your kid's like, oh, it's Sora and Mickey.
I
want
think that's
that
what
shirt, Mom. And then you
think-
go in there, oh.
I think that's what happened with my mom and all when we first went there. We
You're
went
like,
in, it was like, oh, okay, yeah. And then we
Oh.
went towards the back, like in the very back, like
And
the
there's
very
just
back
this
wall.
swing and
There's like
everything. You're like, I don't
thing
know
there.
about this.
Yeah. And now, God, it's gotten so bad. Like I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go there see what it's like.
It's
And then, like,
horrendous.
as soon as you pass like the
Just
initial
say
thing,
that you're an adult shop, but don't have Mickey and Sora, right?
yeah, like as soon as you pass like the initial like little strip of anime shirts and stuff, it's just like boom. Everything else, it's like, oh, I feel a little
Just
dirty.
go to
I'm gonna
Hot
go
Topic
leave.
instead, even though it's cringe. Just go there. You won't find that at Hot Topic. So.
It's like, yeah, I'm just gonna stick with going to my bookstore. Ugh. All right, let's say, what's everybody saying? David Feed is throwing up.
As you should.
Lord of the Cock Rings.
Oh,
Hey, well,
They spell that.
no.
you remember? Oh my gosh, do you guys remember that from the MTV
parody.
Awards with Black? Where he did that, where it was his cock ring. He made it into a cock ring.
Oh
Oh
no.
Lord.
He's like, it's called a Prince Albert. It's my precious.
Oh. Why?
They actually sell that.
Use-
It's body heat
Oh no!
activated. The
Don't tell
lettering
us
comes
that
out.
thing,
Yeah.
sir. No. No.
Yeah.
I'm
No, my
not
wife
even- I'm
joked
not
about
even
buying it
surprised.
for me.
You want to know if this is the one ring? Well, you just gotta, work the shaft a little.
No, is there one for Green Lantern?
This
No,
has
right?
turned into a different stream.
It went south real fast, real hard.
Red's here, and someone says merman dick, and Sim gets hungry for fish.
Times are hard in Canada right now, guys.
Yeah.
It's a tough world. They're freezing.
You gotta. No, I'm not going
You
there.
gotta do what you gotta.
You old pickled dick, sir.
Your
Gargoyle.
beak.
El Gargoyle's here with his eggplant, which is quite appropriate right now.
Uh-huh. Perfect timing.
Oh,
Perfect
dude,
timing.
Disney has gargoyles. You better watch out. They'll get a dirty thought over there.
Fist says, I don't need to be traumatized when I try buying some weeb shit at a low-tier mall shop. That's right. Johnny says, gotta give the people what they want.
Do they actually sell weed at the malls now? Like, is that
I
real?
haven't seen that.
I haven't
I
seen
haven't
that.
seen any of that.
Well,
I've been going to the
it's
wrong
not-
malls.
Yeah, I don't think it's legal.
Go get some of that and then go to the theater and watch a bad movie. It'll be 10 times better.
There's one of those weed shop, bong shops and everything, not far from the mall down near. It's down beside Ollie's.
Yeah, like I always see it beside the mall, but I haven't seen it inside. So I want to know what mall. Oh, gargoyles.
And then what else? I went. Yeah, the last time I went to the mall there was the other week. I went and watched Jackass with my brother and niece. We want to talk about a horror movie.
Did you like the bear scene?
So many
Where there's that
dongs.
giant bear.
Yeah, where they put honey on him.
No.
That poor guy.
That's like a Russian bear. That was huge.
That poor man went through so much shit. Oh man, that pogo stick. Oh. I was just happy Bunny was in it again. He's my favorite.
Steve-O's my
Party
favorite,
boy.
dude. He's so crazy.
I always loved it. I was sad that there was no party boy in though. I was really sad. I always liked that. That was my favorite thing. He's just like whoosh, it's just that's doop, 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 doop. Let's see. Mr. Fist says there was a pair of bikini-clad boobs that danced/jiggled to the Miami Vice theme at the register of a party city down in Irvine, California. I was equally intrigued and concerned.
At a party
What?
city? Like the cheap parties?
Yeah, ain't that like a cheap costume place or something?
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
I'm kind of divided on that. Like, at one half, I don't care, but then it's like, well, isn't the store like based mostly kids stuff?
Oh, that's odd.
I don't know.
Okay. Oh. So many dogs has to be the type of Christmas
No,
Followed up by the why dongs.
Chronicles
Yeah.
of Babi.
Oh no.
Male strippers.
Oh no, Chris.
But he was always funny when he was on Jackass. He was always like fucking with people by doing the party boy. It was funny. I also liked when they did the jousting, BMX jousting and stuff. But with the horror stuff, the other thing I wanted to ask you about was what was that movie called? Was it Trick or Treat? It was like a little boy, like sack boy or something. Where he's got a sack over his head.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
it
that's
was
trick or treat. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, what did you think of that one?
I really liked it. It was fun.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
I liked his design too. That was
Does
great.
does Tucker and Dale versus Eve? Does Tucker and Dale count as horror?
Yeah, it's in the
Yeah.
comedy section. It's the dark
Yeah.
comedy.
My favorite horror movie then.
Mhm.
Oh, Dale.
That one was great.
Let's see. Fitz says he was at the counter when he tried to buy a birthday balloon and it kept looping the Miami Vice scene while the boobs gyrated. Why is it just the boobs? Okay. Funny. Gosh dang it, Red.
Brutality.
Yeah,
Oh, dude, speaking of horror, there's this game called Martha is Dead.
I seen
Have you
that.
seen about that? Yeah.
Yeah,
And
the
Sony is
PlayStation.
totally censoring it.
Yeah,
And
it's not
they
okay to
gave
do
people
that.
like early access keys. And there's this one chick in particular. She did like a fairly long live stream just on this game. And she was flipping out, which is fine. It's like face cam stuff. So obviously if you haven't seen some things and then you see that scene where they're basically like cutting off a face and putting it
Mhm.
onto someone else, that might be a bit much for you, but
Right, yeah.
they're just like, "Oh, we're gonna censor it." But
Yeah,
then you
what?
look at The Last of Us 2 and
Yeah,
they're like point blank putting a gun to somebody's face
right.
and pulling the trigger and just pieces are
Tons of
flying. But you know
gore.
what we're not gonna do is slowly cut somebody's face off.
Yeah, there's
Like
tons of
that's
gore,
just
people
double
banging, like all
standards.
kinds of stuff in that game. That's
It's
okay.
so much. And I mean, there was little bits of the game, but it seemed pretty slow to start off because I watched most of the replay of that stream. But then there's like, it's a slow build to the horrors that they're showing you. So I'm like, okay, that makes sense. They're building up to the big moment, whereas just they're not just going right into crazy stuff right off. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems dirty that they're doing that. And
Yeah,
Last of Us 2 has all sorts of stuff, but we're going to attack the little indie developer because why
yeah.
not?
Yeah, Fist, that's the one where they peeled a woman's face off like a potato.
But you can get the PC or Xbox version. So far, they haven't flaked. So if you want to play it as is, as it was intended, PC or Xbox.
Oh no, Soul's leaving us. He says we'll be right back. Got a guest and will make us some food. Is that Dunkel Ziffa? I hope so. Oh, we got Pops. There you go. There you go,
Hello,
Pops. Fist says Last of Us 2 is a perfect example of double standards in that Marxist invested industry.
And it's so sad because it's like the big companies, like, sure, they can go in. It's sad when censorship happens on creative stuff like this because it's like, guys, nobody's getting hurt. This is literally just a game.
Yeah.
And then you're going to let the big companies do whatever. And then this little indie team is going to have to go in and they don't have like all the funds that the big guys have, and you want them to cut out a piece of their game. And what are they going to do? Change it? That costs more money.
All right.
So it's just sad when I see this happening to the little guy. Because just to get a game out is crazy, the logistics of it, and then to get one that looks like as good as they can with the budget that they have and that is super creepy is hard, and then you just want to keep them down. And their game hasn't even come out yet. You censored it before anybody can even react and say, hey, this is like too much. And then it's for mature audience, guys. Like, this isn't for kids. This isn't on a Nintendo Switch.
Stuff shouldn't be censored when we have, the whole rating system.
Yeah, what's the point of the rating system if you're not going to use it? And I
Right.
get upset with films all the time because they'll do dumb stuff like this. And if you've ever dealt with, and I have on different projects and stuff where you're dealing with the people that are putting the ratings onto your project, you're doing that and they're so picky. And especially if you have an indie project, it's like, okay, we have all of these things just to get like a mature rating. Like even things like Avengers will get a R rating the first go around just because there's too much action. And you haven't
Wow.
even done anything like hardcore R, as I like to call it. You've just done some light R stuff, and it's just wild
Hmm.
if you ever have to deal with them. So yeah, and I hear the game rating system is even worse, is what I've heard from people in certain aspects.
Fist says Last of Us 2 had that sex scene with the dude banging the manish chick from behind, but yet they censored a woman's butt in
I
Devil May
thought
Cry.
that was a dude at first, guys. I wasn't paying attention for
I
like a lot of the promo, and I thought that was a dude, and then I was like,
yeah.
oh.
Well, it does look like one, yes.
And what's
Mhm.
sad is the model that they based that character on had a nice face, but like still had all that muscle, and I was like, what happened here, guys? What happened?
Well, that's like what was it? Was it Lost World? This the new MMO? Like somebody was pointing out like the models,
Mhm.
the women that were modeling for the character
Like the
models, and
face
then
and body,
compared
yeah.
to and then compared it to the in-game
Mm.
models, and it's like completely different. Like the
Because that
woman's
chick
very
still had
attractive.
muscle, dude. That was wild. She still had all that muscle and a nice face. I was like, dude, where this is like just an injustice right here, dude.
Hmm. Yeah, because like it's this Lost World. You had these really attractive models with good, figures and a pretty face and everything, and then like you go to the actual
And they
in-game
look
models,
like
they
they
look
can
like
just
dudes.
suplex you into oblivion.
Yeah, I'm like, why? It's like, why even use a model then? Just go from scratch and just wing it.
That's what I wonder. But I
So
don't know.
stupid. Fist says he misses the 80s. We had tits, F bombs, and decapitations in
I
RPG
know
films.
exactly.
Mhm.
That's true.
They're like, oh, this fantasy character's better looking than I am. Better make it ugly.
Oh, dude, I remember growing up that general movies sometimes you would have some boobs, then it
Just
went to
because
like
it's like, oh
13
wow.
plus, then 16 plus, then R, and I'm like, dude, I'm not that old. Fuck.
It
Well,
was almost like
sometimes there's the weird case nowadays still where you have a PG-13 movie and it's
Mhm.
geared towards adults, so they'll give it some leeway, and you'll like some of those films that they'll put out, like Adam Sandler stuff or stuff with Will Ferrell, and you'll see some stuff, and you're like, how is this in a PG-13 film? But it's because there's different designations, sort of behind the scenes. It's like, oh, this PG-13 movie is mostly geared towards adults. So then you'll have like a surprise flash, and you're like, how is this in PG-13? It's just contradictory. It's very wild.
Hmm.
The different just things they do. It's wild.
No, we were talking about the video games there. Have y'all ever heard of Condemned?
Yes.
The Criminal Origins? I loved that game when it came out. The first one was so good. And I played. I remember really enjoying the second one as well. And I wish they'd make it another one. I always liked the atmosphere of the first one and the way it played. It was such a good game. Hmm. Let's see. We got everybody saying hello to Pops. Let's see. So, what is your plans for the books then? I mean, your future stuff.
Who, me?
Yes, Mickey.
You talking to me? Yeah.
Really, Mickey? Really?
you talking to me? Are you talking to me?
I had to. You just walked into it, Chris. But The plan now, with how I've set up the Good Night in particular, it's kind of like a jump start for like as far as the universe is concerned with other stuff. So once we put out the Good Night 2, like you probably saw if you've received your book, there's ads for stuff like VHS killers and lunar phases. And that stuff happens at different parts of the Good Night timeline. And there'll be some stuff that kind of happens later on. I don't want to spoil it. But there's different universes within, and stuff happens at certain times. So certain characters might pop up, or like the Wesley stuff, you'll see certain characters pop up from that are from the Good Night. Because a lot of times there's characters within, like even Alexander himself, that kind of time hop, which Alexander is limited in that, but other people like Jeffrey can literally time jump or just universe jump in general. So,
Oh wow.
yeah, it sounds complicated, but it makes sense when you see it, if that makes any sense. This is like the loony creator in the corner just babbling, but right now, because I don't people too well, but you'll see when you'll see.
And you can still get the digital here.
It'll all make sense, guys. I promise.
We'll figure this out together. Hank, you know what's going on, don't you think?
I do.
I'm glad you do.
Because there's certain things at the end of the Good Night that go down that will affect essentially the whole universe within there. So,
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I absolutely love this story. This was a lot of fun.
Oh, thanks.
Fraught with peril. I say. Just that's yeah. No, that is the type of adventure that I like to see knights go on.
Now, too, also, I guess, sort of, because this is one of those interesting things, because I feel like Arthurian lore, you can tell to adults, children, kids, everybody in between, and they enjoy it. And so for book 2, which is really only in issue 2, there is a content warning, I guess, for people that are showing it to their kids and whatnot. And we'll have that on the campaign as well. But there's just a couple of pages. We have like some nymphs and stuff in sections. And it's very artistic the way we're doing it, but it's still a content warning nonetheless.
Tasteful nudity.
Yeah.
Tasteful nudity
sure.
is generally allowed.
It's just a on the
body.
painting. Yeah, exactly. Like nothing out there, just what you would see in the painting at the art gallery. Like old, paintings from the time.
Classical beauty depictions.
Yeah, we're not doing
would say
crazy
not safe for work.
Exactly.
Oh, I grew up with Frazetta and Boris Vallejo and
that's
Lee
as far
Bell
as
on
it's
my
going.
walls.
Exactly. That's as far as it's going. It's not going any further than that. It's just really eye candy period piece stuff. And I mean, when you search up nymphs or anything like that, you're going to see all of the old paintings. It's like you can't really do it justice unless you do it the way. And it's like a Mother Nature, just conversation as well. So that content warning will be there, but it's nothing crazy. So
it exists.
Up to
it
you.
Exists in art. And it's a human bodies thing. Like one thing I note about these wokey weirdos is that everything is sexual to them, and it's like, dude, that's just a body. Like I imagine, like you're the awkward person at a nude beach.
Yeah, it's got them pixels.
Oh,
running around at full attention, on a nude beach, and it's like, dude, it's just a bunch of naked people. And honestly, most of
it's
the time,
art,
I'm gonna tell
guys.
you, it ain't good looking. It ain't a pretty sight.
But yeah, it is artistic, but it is there. And it's only a small section, so if you wanted to, you could just flip through that and you won't see it anymore after that section as well.
I've got little
So,
boys. They always get the same look. Like whenever they hear a cuss word or see a titty, they're just like, "Oh my
The
goodness,
Holy
look!"
Grail.
Oh, and I was like, I remember being that young too and seeing a titty or hearing a cuss word. It is magical, isn't it?
Don't lie, Tank. You still have
Kids
that
are
same
funny.
feeling of wonderment when you see a titty.
It's true, I do.
Not in, dude. Have you seen some of the stuff you? We need to roll back on that because some of the stuff you see now, you're like, no. It's like a big hippopotamus. No, stop. I'm
That's a
sorry.
nasty titty.
And I don't mean
Yeah.
to be mean, but it's just like the tastes have shifted.
Yeah. So just classical, tasteful nudity. No dirty
Mhm.
Sanchez's behind the dumpsters here.
Dirty, dirty Sanchez. What
Rusty
is
fish
that,
hooks.
Chris? What is that? What is that?
If you don't know, I'm not going to be the first to explain.
Yeah,
You need to
yeah,
explain this,
that's
Chris. You just walked into this, Chris. You got to
No.
explain it. We've
it's an
gone
Urban
too
Dictionary
far now.
moment.
No
We need
Roman
to pull
face.
up the Urban Dictionary. We need to go through stuff. This is just, what is this?
There's no
Yeah,
Roman
rusty
face
trombone.
masks going on.
So awful.
The Stampede.
This is
Dude,
I
be
remember
quiet.
too.
A friend of mine, when I was in the army, a friend and I, we pitched a comic, a comic idea to Penthouse magazine. They rejected us
Did
very
they take
kindly.
it?
They said,
Aw.
well, they said it was more like it was a little too over the top. That it was more like a
Oh.
Hustler type of deal.
I like go to
And-
Hustlers.
And Hustler never got back to us. But we were gonna like have this. We were gonna do like this comic page called "How Not to Have Sex" in parentheses ever again. And just
no.
full of the like I cannot repeat these. These are the type of things that YouTube's channel struck down not by YouTube but by Zeus himself, who manifests himself in reality just to go, whoa, it's a bit much.
Oh, wow.
Like the happy clown. Like there's just like it's all just gross is what it is. It's all just gross, and it's really just a commentary on like because we were like, dude, like what is up with all these weird gross kinks, dude, with bodily fluids and substances. Like this is really nasty. And one night while waiting in line for the chow hall, we had the idea, and male and female soldiers alike just laughing. They were in tears.
Oh, dude, they get into some wild stuff in the military. You go there and they'll say all sorts of crazy stuff. Because I was in tech school and the jokes were just ever flowing like a waterfall. There's some wild stuff.
I've never met a culture where I could keep the joke of your mom
going forever. It'll go on
18
for
months.
eternity. Till the
18 months, I
asteroids
did it
come down.
Yeah, I did it as a social experiment. It was
That's
funny,
why I'm so
then it was
bad
not
with that
funny,
now, dude.
then it was
I'll
annoying,
just-
then it was hilarious.
Because it's funny.
It's like, hey,
And especially if you're clever with it, you wait
Yeah.
for the opportune moment to strike, and then you hear silence for a moment, and then they laugh. Everybody's cracking.
right? Hey, Private So-and-so, have you seen my drip pan? Your mom!
It's so funny. It'll derail the entire conversation.
You guys know what we're supposed to be doing tomorrow morning? Your mom!
And they're not expecting it. That's what's so
No.
funny. They're just not prepared at all.
After 18 months, I was done with my social experiment and abandoned the punchline. But it was fun. It was
Well, you have
definitely
to
fun.
find a way to get more and more clever, dude. Like, there's an intricate, very intense conversation, and then the
Yeah,
moment comes and you just.
like when you're in the middle of an you've taken it too far when you're in the middle of like an operations order, an op order, and briefing, and like one guy in the group just like in response to something left open just goes, "Your mom." And everybody, including the commanding officer, is just laughing. And this is supposed to be serious, folks. We're training here. Like,
Dude,
this
like
is serious stuff.
You're clearing rooms, and somebody says during training, and
Your
you're
mom.
clearing a room, and they just say the perfect thing, and then you say that, and you can hear people from other parts of the building laughing. They're downstairs. They're in the other spare room. It's awful.
Oh, yeah. This stuff is great.
Just saying, he had terrible parents and saw his first porno at 5 years old. He's had tits in his face his whole life. He turned out fine. No, wait, never mind.
Oh,
Yeah, Fisk, you're a bit of a
Scared,
degenerate.
what's going
so
on?
Wow.
Fisk is a degenerate. That's all you need to know.
Yeah. Fisk, you are the patron saint of anti-censorship. I agree.
Donkey Pirates.
Hey, we got Dave Brink.
Yeah, Mr. Brink. Genuine Comics. Hello, hello. Hail,
up?
hail. Dirty Sanchez equals poo. Well, I didn't want to have to drop it on her like that, but
It's a
Let's
poo
see.
You're the one that
stash.
dropped that. You're the one that dropped it.
let's see. We're just talking tits, Fisk.
It's just sad that
dusted asses.
it's just sad
Oh,
that it's
no.
Chris it's the Chris in the chat that I had to explain your joke, Chris, to our
Oh.
guest.
Well, I didn't want to explain it to her.
And why did you do it then?
Oh no.
I didn't. What's this, Miss McGhee?
Oh, this is a page from issue 2.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's good.
Some intense conversation, because you can kind of see that there's a bit of a, let's say, a history between Queen Belladonna and Jack's father, and this is where that conversation goes down. What's
See,
been
I-
going on
I
behind
really
the scenes?
I really dig the visually driven storytelling in this. And that's something
you.
that I talk about when it comes to people's comics. I'm like, look, if you can't tell a story, maybe not the main story, but a story with just the pictures,
Mhm.
get to your art editor. And if you don't have one, get one. But I love it because I love it. It's like she's like lurking and skulking, or not skulking around, but stalking him.
Yeah,
And
dude, it's so creepy.
he is he's just so forlorn, and it's kind of like, the devil like creeping up on somebody, and like he's that look in his face right there is just like
Exactly.
a
And I
sullen
mean, being a
acceptance of
part of
reality.
just the film industry, I've done quite a bit of overseeing of storyboards and things of that nature. So a lot of times how I lay these out is that I'll draw up a storyboard
Mhm.
and then I'll send it over to him, my artist, with the scripts and everything. And then a lot of times it goes down pretty similarly. And he just does a fantastic job. And I kind of just see comics, it's a visual storyboard.
Yeah, it's
Like you were
gorgeous.
saying, when you do it right, and stuff like The Watchmen, the
Mhm.
original graphic novel, it was like stuff like that. It was like you're just framing the perfect moments in that particular panel, and the story was just, it was wild, dude.
Yeah,
When
no,
you
I love that.
utilize it properly, for sure.
Are you always going to have the same artist?
For the Good Night, this entire run, Francisco will be the main artist. So anything Good Night related, he will be the guy. He is doing some of the other stories in the universe, but we have finished issues and stuff like that with like Wesley and some of the other stuff that we're doing where it's other artists kind of taking their crack at it. And I have
Awesome.
another image if I can pull it up from issue 2.
Oh,
Yeah, I
awesome.
love that because, like in the second pit, the visual storytelling is just absolutely spot on. Because in that second panel, the way he's looking, the body posture, the communication is like, "Oh, it's you again. I'm not happy to see
No.
you,
Exactly.
but what you got?"
He's getting thrown in the dungeons. It's not the greatest welcome ever.
He's not too. Yeah. Say he's not thrilled.
It's like, "Oh, good,
And
my day just
especially,
gets
he
better."
doesn't get the intensity of what is going on here because he's essentially been kidnapped. And this is a greater plot that like Queen Belladonna and his father are involved in. And it's
Mhm.
stuff that his father has done that has essentially put him in this position and traumatized him, so. And certain
trip.
decisions will spin off of that, when the time comes, story-wise.
Such a trip. I
Man.
absolutely love it.
Yep. And here a new character for this issue appears. So you'll enjoy this guy that pops up that's shadowed down there at the bottom right.
Looks like he's moving awkwardly over there.
Oh yeah. It's a creature, my dude. So
Yeah, no, it's
yeah. And I
Love it.
always loved like the Avengers when you would see a new character pop up like Ultron. You just kind of see when they played it really well, you would just see him as like a shadow or a silhouette. And then the next issue you'd actually like see him step out of the shadows and you're like, "Oh, it's him. Ultron
That's
was
really
this
cool.
guy all along."
right.
It was a trap.
Surprise.
Hey,
Yeah,
Oliver
thanks,
for
Oliver.
656.
What's up?
Hey.
Hello, sir. Hail.
I love. Oh, sorry.
I
Oh,
was
you
gonna say that we're just
I
here.
can go.
We're just here talking to
Chilling.
Miss McGhee. Chilling and talking about the good night. And of course, if
Chilling.
anybody doesn't have the good night, the first one, they can get a digital copy here on this here Gumroad.
Yeah. And thanks to whoever has been ordering it during the stream. I appreciate you guys.
Wait, somebody ordered?
Yeah.
What?
I've got 2
No.
orders. Yeah.
Oh,
For
Heck
gosh,
yeah.
dang
Tuesday.
it.
Yeah.
Gosh,
So I
dang it.
appreciate you guys in the chat. It's very cool.
I was sitting here like, oh, this stream is perfect because McGhee doesn't have anything on Indiegogo. Therefore, I can't sell anything off this stream.
You're
Therefore, I don't
already
have
doing
to
it,
tell a
Chris. You didn't
story.
even know.
But now you have to tell two stories. Ah,
Well, that's not how. No,
ah.
that's not how it works, Tank. It's not how it works.
Too funny. That's fantastic.
Oh, and look at who pops up right when this is going on.
Yep.
Fucking Pale Rider. Story time. He's such a bitch.
I can't. You guys are so funny.
Why do people hate me?
And she already knows the red dress one, so you have to tell another one.
Providence be thy name.
No.
Yeah, the sugar rush is up. Oh. All right.
Did somebody say sugar rush?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That's what we call the backing during the sugar rush.
no, too funny. I have one more screen from the next issue to share. with
And if you
guys.
look at the top right corner, you see Sugar Rush.
Oh, they're in the dress. Why? What is this?
That's Sugar Rush.
I can't.
Because McGhee,
Oh, is
nobody
that-
can resist.
That's
Red
the
Dress
wrong.
Chris.
That's the wrong thing. I'm such a noob. I shared the wrong screen. We'll get there. We'll get there, people.
There we go. That's for red.
That's the sugar rush.
Oh, yeah. Why do you do this, Chris? Why?
Chris is like Ranma
What
one
was
half,
that?
you know? He's
That-
super powered
I'm
in a
just
red dress.
traumatized now.
Oh, well, we haven't even got to story time yet, McGhee.
Oh no. I'm scared.
It's gonna get worse.
What's even happening right now?
So which one are you going to be telling?
I've heard you tell the red dress story before.
Good.
Yeah, so
that's-
you
It's
have to
just
skip
like
that
in
one.
with the guys in Walmart that were like checking you out. Yeah.
Crystal, he has a total of 3
Yeah.
stories so
yeah,
far.
that's one of 3.
Oh,
There's 2.
oh
others
no. One
I've
of 3
told.
stories.
Yeah, so every time
What is titled Baby or Cubby?
Bitchy.
Did you say
And the other one is What's in the Box.
no no? I'm scared. Did he put something in the box? Is this like Saturday Night Live? Man, you guys. Trying to get me to spit out my coffee right now. That's not happening.
Let me see. We've got. Let me catch up with the chat here. The chat here, real quick. Of course, Sugar Rush, motherfucker. Sugar Rush.
Sugar rush.
Story time.
Oh no.
Genuine comics. What's this comic about?
This comic involves some elements of Arthurian lore. There is a knight, Sir Alexander, who is like his sort of second in command, very trusted knight of the Round Table. And he sent Sir Alexander out to recapture the Holy Grail. But Sir Alexander was stopped in his tracks by his nemesis. And him and the nemesis fight it out, but Alexander unfortunately just loses this one. And he gets sent back in time. Or he gets sent back, excuse me. I haven't had all my coffee today. He gets sent back forwards in time. My brain is shutting down. But as he gets sent forward in time, he now has a new master, a young one to look after, which is this younger gentleman here, Jack. And he's indebted to his father to kind of look after him, take care of him. And you will see some other big players from Arthurian lore show up, like Merlin. He becomes a bigger deal as we get into issue 2 and 3. And you will see, King Arthur eventually. They're working towards resurrecting him as we get further and further along in the story, which we've hinted at in issue 1, as well as very heavily, in issue 2. So yeah, if you like swords and sorcery, this is the comic for you. We have a lot of gnarly giants. We have, flying, tiger creatures. We have your classics, nymphs. We have minotaurs, all sorts of crazy stuff. We have toad people, rat people, cockroach people, which are extra disgusting, guys. Those are going to be nasty when you see them. It has to be seen to believe. It's so gross. We've come up with the nastiest concept, So,
Good.
if you like stuff like, Camelot 3000, which I love, and, stuff like Watchmen, different Frazetta stuff, this is it, guys. This is what we're going for.
Yeah, and you absolutely hit that. I love that your artist has a great sense of focal pointing.
He does, dude.
Like,
He's top notch, dude.
the camera is, you can see exactly where the camera is focused, because everything else is like just slightly out of focus, and it really just
and a
beautiful.
lot of that is like my filmmaking experience and his like painting and art just kind of combine to create this, and it's such a amazing matchup, dude. The greatest tag team.
Yeah. I'm very happy
Because
that
in
you're
paintings, like a
keeping him.
lot of painting is like the focal point where your eye is supposed to focus right when you look at the canvas, and then you kind of paint, and the eye just kind of follows your trail. And with filmmaking, you're kind of, you're putting somebody into a frame to kind of get the mood or feel of that character. If the character's kind of scared and timid, you might put them towards the edge of the frame so they kind of feel smaller. So, yeah, it's pretty cool techniques blended together.
Definitely.
Yeah, I was very happy to hear that you're getting to keep the same artist. He does such a great job with
Oh,
the
yeah. And that's a big thing,
feel
too,
of it.
because, like, with Marvel and DC, like, if you're switching artists too much, I feel like it kind of negatively affects your project, even if it's just, understandable. you know somebody's not available, you get somebody else, but I feel like it just kind of takes a hit in a weird way subconsciously. But
Mhm. Let's see, what's everybody saying here? Fist says, "Sugar Chris, settle down. Let me tell you the tale of my friend Sanchez.
Oh, no.
He's a dirty little man.
Oh no.
Tell the BB story."
Is that another story? I'm
Yes.
scared.
The sad part of the story is that a Mexican was sitting on Chris, or am I misremembering? There were two Mexicans. Two Oliver, two. I've actually had other men hit on me in my life, but
I think
not
it's your
talking about
hair,
that.
Chris.
My hair was short back then. Well,
But you
shorter.
still have nice hair, though.
I've heard that.
I'm sure that factors in. Right?
I have heard that. I've gotten compliments. Yes. Let's see. Jimmy
Get the
McCarthy
fan
says
blowing, Chris.
toad people, like people with toad. Roach balls. Yeah, I need to
Oh,
get him.
dude, wait till you see them. They actually do roll into a ball, and it's disgusting. Like, think if you just had a cemetery full of bones, and you put
Like a
that on the
pelt.
back of a roach, and you just rolled with it. So gross. And extra gooey too, just like oozing, an oozing pussy orifice, just like so gross.
You and World War Hail Dan would get along just fantastically.
Oh no, I don't know. Good thing.
Oh, dude, he's got this project in the works called World War Hell. He's got a book and a tabletop war game that he's working on,
Cool.
and
I love tabletop games, man.
it is just full of nightmares. It is nightmares from Planet Hell. It's just so brutal, and I'm like, no, you and Crystal would just get along great.
So like the gross stuff is so awesome because there's so much stuff you can do.
Yeah,
with things like that. It's amazing.
Right. Okay, Johnny. No, I didn't refuse to tell the story again. I was letting McGhee get
You're
her
being
pitch
guilty.
out and everything. Calm down. I will tell the story. Gosh,
I love how they're so forceful. They're like, tell it now.
It's not the hair. It's
They
the
have you
game.
at gunpoint. Tell us the story.
Fix it now.
See,
Yes.
Power says he didn't refuse to tell the story. The panel keeps blabbing. There you go.
The mini prints all came in today.
Oh, dude, those look great. Oh, look at that.
The biz.
Oh, dude.
So everybody that backed the second chance is getting this one for free. And this one is the one that came with the Here Come the Boom. They came
That
out
is
awesome.
So awesome.
Let me show you something else.
Ooh.
Remember that cover?
Yeah. I love it. I absolutely love it, dude.
Now, as you can see, they're behind me.
Heck yeah. Dude, that is fantastic.
We got Pop saying, I want it all, and I want it now. Fisk says, hell yeah, I can't wait for a copy of Tales from Napverse.
Yeah, I'm preparing everything this weekend. I'm starting mailing the stuff during the week.
And we got Katie here with us. All right.
Yeah.
All right, McGhee. Which
Story time.
Which story do you want?
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
What do we have to select from?
Okay, so which one is it? Baby or what's in the box? Or it's on the same one? No.
Yeah, which you get what's in the box or Bibi?
I guess what's in the box. I'm curious.
Okay. Why do I do this to myself? I should just
Gotta
quit
do it for the fans, Chris. For the fans.
Gosh dang it, Pops. I'm not Sugar Cub. Dang it. Don't listen to Lola. So all right. So I got Twitter a long time back, and I never used it up until around the time that Dad was in the hospital and stuff, and I was using it to promote people and stuff, like yourself, and during that time, that's when I started getting a bunch of people following me, randomly and stuff. And there was a person that followed me. I can't remember their name. I think they're from Canada, but they would do these jokes. They would just put little tweets that were, I guess, jokes. I never really found them funny. But I was like, okay. And occasionally they'd make videos. So time went by, and they would occasionally pop up on my timeline. So then, like a good while back, I was going through and I noticed that they started making like more sexual comments. I was like, what was that about? So I go to their Twitter profile, and it's talking about like lewds, selling lewds and stuff, and there's like a picture.
Was it a hentai channel?
Huh?
Was it like a hentai thing?
No, it was the person selling their lewds of themselves.
Of themselves.
Yeah,
Of
like it
themselves.
was spicy content.
Oh,
And so I looked at
this
they
is
had
shocking.
just like pictures of themselves, and all, and I was like, oh,
That's different of themselves.
yeah, it was
I
quite the
guess that's
change.
what I'm trying to wrap my head around right here.
Yeah, it was
So they're
quite the
trolling on Twitter to sell pictures of themselves. Like, was this one of those? What is that place? OnlyFans. Yeah.
No,
Oh, it's
they
not
weren't using
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans. No. So I was looking at the picture, and I couldn't
no.
figure out if it was a female or not.
Oh boy.
And because it looked quite feminine, but then it also, I don't know, there was something about it that rubbed me the wrong way. I was like, what? And
There's
so
a hidden Adam's apple. Oh no.
I kept thinking about it. I was like, wait, it could be, but it could also be this. I was like,
Was it one
it
of those things where like they're androgynous or whatever, or like?
well, like they were very flat, and they were a bit on the flat side, and I was like, well, they look very feminine, but there's a couple things that make it kind of like,
Things
I don't
that
know,
make
like it
you
could
go,
go. And then they also would make comments,
Oh,
like jokey comments about having a dong or something. I'm like,
that's a dude.
I'm like, that could just be their joke,
That
their
could
humor,
be a
though.
chick, though. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, and it just kept bugging me and bugging me and bugging. Yeah, it's like, and I was contemplating buying the nudes or lewds or whatever they were
Oh
to
no.
find out.
Oh no,
what it was.
Chris, you didn't. You didn't.
I
Chris.
didn't. Okay, I didn't. But I did message the person, and out of curiosity about it, and I didn't ask him that. I didn't ask him that. I didn't want to be rude, but I talked to them about the whole them selling stuff, because I was like, oh, you're doing that now, and they're like, yeah, and I was like, they basically said that that basically they were doing it through PayPal, not through OnlyFans. They were like, yeah, I just feel like doing it now, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's a
Mhm.
little out there. And they told me their price and stuff, and
Oh wow.
it was like I can't remember how much it was, but I was like, I don't know, like $25 or something.
Internet's free.
Yeah, but I was sitting there thinking, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. Yeah, I was like, I was tempted to, just to find out, to just finally satiate my
Did you
answer.
find out?
No,
Hmm.
no, I didn't do it because I was like, God, wouldn't that be some horrible shit to go pay $25 and then see dong? You know, like,
Oh no.
God,
Oh no.
that'd be terrible. So I didn't do it.
That would be.
Plus, why would I pay for it? You know, like I could go online and get that. See boobies, and basically I'd be paying $25 just to satiate some.
Did you figure it out?
Curiosity.
Did you
Well,
figure it out though?
After that,
Hey, Chris.
which
Am I-
they I think they got upset.
What were they upset about?
Well, I think they might have got upset that I was like, because I asked them for their price and they gave it to me and then I never responded.
Oh
So I think they were like, oh, wasting my time, you know.
no. Okay.
But later on, I seen that they were making more of those jokes again. They were talking about being a twink, and I was like, wait a minute,
Oh, so it's a dude.
Twinks is a dude, right? Pretty sure that's a dude. And I was like, yeah. They were joking around about twinks, and I was like, okay, I'm pretty certain it's a dude. There's dong. If not, then I'm not worried about it either way. I'm just gonna settle on dong dude and just be done with it.
Yeah.
No more curiosity. I was
Wow.
like, oh. And I made the mistake of telling people that.
No.
So now it's one of the stories I have to tell everybody.
No.
Because now I'm
Because you
apparently hunting
put it
for
out
dong.
there in the world. No.
Oh yeah. Well, ever since the red dress story, now it's all like you got to tell stories. You got to tell stories, Chris.
Oh no.
So
That's unfortunate, Chris.
yeah. So I've told 3 stories.
And Pale Rider's using those stories to build up the Red Dress Journal.
The red dress.
It's like the
Oh,
Punisher. It's like Punisher War Journal, but gay.
Oh no.
Or was it the Red Dress Diary? I'm not sure.
It's Red Dress Diaries.
Oh
Let's
no.
see. Apparently, Johnny liked your choice, McGhee. He approves
Oh,
of your
wonderful.
choice of story.
I'm glad you've been abused.
Soul says hashtag almost paid for dong.
Oh no.
Pam says hashtag definitely paid for
Like Chris is just telling us that he didn't, but he actually did.
I did not pay for any of that. No. No, sir.
We're
I did
watching
not
you,
pay for it.
Chris. We know what you're up to.
The only time I ever paid for anything close to that was way back in the day when they first started putting out what was that, Patreon, when it was first a thing, and when cosplayers were blowing up. And I was young, and I was like, "Well, what's Patreon all about?" So I paid for like a month or 2 of this girl's Patreon or something just to see what the deal was. And
Was she dressed up as Kirby, Chris? Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, the video game Kirby.
Yes.
she dresses up as Kirby because she could just suck everything up.
And just vacuum it up.
This is bad.
I don't even.
Why'd
You
you
went
bring
from
it here?
suck to blow.
I don't even remember what she cosplayed as, and it wasn't that good. It was not good. It wasn't good cosplay. It was very
watching Spaceball
basic.
after this.
And but I tried it for like a month or so, and I was like, okay, so that's what Patreon's about. And this cosplay stuff is boring. It's all just pictures of girls dressing up in Halloween outfits. I'm bored. Moving on. It's all downhill from here, Pops. Yeah.
No, boy.
Chris says it was Adams. It was the Adams apple at 5 o'clock shadow.
Oh no.
It was definitely the penis. Taylor says hashtag Chris loves Twinkies. Tanks
Alright.
Tanks in the chat saying it's a trap. What
Oh,
you doing, Tank?
Even Tank knows. Look at that.
Red says lots of feminine penises out there these days.
That's a myth.
Johnny's saying I totally did pay for it. I'm glad.
Okay, somebody clip that out.
It's, oh no, Chris, you've been we've got you, Chris.
Too late. He's done for.
It's on the internet. You can't take it.
It's gonna be in everybody's StreamYard.
They'll
Yes.
clip it out, and it'll be all over the. They'll be making articles all over the site. Man, is production.
You'll go trending, Chris.
Trending. Sugar Chris. Mr. Fish says Sugar Chris almost speed bagged a pro
This has gone too far.
Hey, Meredith.
Oh, this is
Welcome to the shit
awful.
show.
Power says my PayPal history tells a different story. No.
Where's
that's a
the
lie.
receipts, Chris?
I'm trying to think. What have I even bought on PayPal? Let me see. Commissions.
It's so awful.
It's all been commissions off people. Of course, you're pretty certain you paid for it. Gosh dang it, Johnny. No, it didn't. Red says curiosity killed the boner.
Oh no.
Maybe we got Alejandro, Mr. Infinity. Hello, sir. Let's see. Fist says Twink to Sugar Chris. I was my $2.
Oh boy.
A little behind, I guess. I don't get that. Red Gay says diaries. Journal is too masculine, Sim.
Wait, is
Yeah,
he
right,
saying diaries
Fair enough. Yeah.
is better? Or
Yeah.
to change
Diaries
it to
were
journal?
feminine and journals too masculine. So,
Oh.
yeah.
Power says just to see what the deal was. Sure, we believe you.
Mhm.
Just the deal was sure, pal, sure.
We're watching.
Oh my god.
And Chris, I just have a question. What happened to Red Dress Press?
Huh?
Oh, that's a great branding right there.
I know, like we're supposed to do like a press little thing, like him with his hat with his little red thing.
Well, I would need cards made.
Mhm.
And I would need a little newsy hat. And then I would have to go to the cons dressed up in my suit with a newsy hat. I mean, red dress press. Sugar Chris, red dress press.
And don't forget the little red how do they call it? The thing you put in the pocket.
Handkerchief.
Yeah. And you have the little thing on the side of the hat too. They always have that little card on the side of the hat that's red.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my little business card. It's Cash App. Don't let him fool you. He keeps it separated. I'm not reading that. Y'all fooled me once.
You're about to get fooled again, Chris.
Uh-huh. Oh Lord. Oh. This is what I have to deal with, and I'm not telling the next story because that's not how this works. It would take more sales to get another story out of this stream.
Would you look at that? She just sold 6 more.
Lies.
Right, Crystal?
I don't know. I haven't looked.
It's supposed to say yes.
She doesn't want to look. She's like, nope.
I was listening to the story.
Yeah, but he's done, and he goes, he's not gonna tell the other one unless he gets more sales. I'm like, she just got 6 more sales.
Oh, I see what's going on here.
She's like, no sales at all.
I'm sure she checks. She gets at least like 3 or 6.
Let's take a look. No,
That's
just
right.
the
Props.
previous sales.
Crom.
Good.
Dun,
All
dun,
right.
dun.
Excellent to hear. Excellent.
And,
Why do you not like telling stories, Chris?
by the
Is
way,
it just
Crystal.
because it's humiliating? Is that
By the
what's
way,
going-
Crystal, if you got a threat in DM, let me know. I'll deal with it.
You'll keep quiet about those sales if you know what's good for you, McGhee.
That's right. Meow.
Oh no. So
Meow. Meow, kitty. Meow.
Yeah, might have to send some,
Meow.
might have to
Meow,
send some
kitty.
men around to rough you up. Yeah.
Meow, kitty. With a
Oh,
voice
less
like
for the
that, I'll
red
have you
dress
sing at the
brass.
Cuckoo Cabana within the week. Meow. Meow. Meow, kitty. So you like to talk, kitty? Little
We
stool
find the
pigeon,
red
huh?
everywhere.
Meow. Meow, kitty. I can't stay mad at
so
you. I love you,
funny.
kitty. Meow. Meow.
Can't get away from the red vision.
Oh no. This is wow. Just wow.
Sell sugar. Chris, get
line
your
has
ass
been
in that red dress back.
Give me my money. Sugar pill.
Oh no. Why?
Speaking of sugar pimps, I need to reach out to Figaro, get him back on. I miss old Figaro and Mark. Need to get them back on. I keep saying that about a lot of people. I need to slowly. I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna do to get older guests back on. I'm gonna try to get 2 guests on for those shows. So like I'll get like Figaro and Mark, and maybe like I don't know, Red and Katie, and then maybe Carla and somebody, so forth and so on. Yeah, just so I can get people on quicker. Because one at a time, I'll never get to people. I've got so many people reaching out to me anymore. It seems like I got, I think 1 or 2 people on Facebook who's messaged me. I got 1 or 2 people in Twitter that's messaged me that I still haven't even responded to. I gotta get on that.
You can do it, Chris. We know you.
I need to be more professional or something. What the fuck just happened to the panel?
Eaten
What
by
do you mean?
wildebeests.
Carla is 2 people right now. Yeah, I guess technically. I did reach out to her on Facebook this morning about asking her how she was doing because I hadn't talked to her in ages. She seems to be doing really good. She's got she's got her fancy YouTube channel now, doing really well there. It's all done up with fancy thumbnails.
Oh wait, what is Tank Ferret working on down there?
Oh, this is the second and first draft from as you're looking at it. So, for my cover piece for my contribution to the Into the Cromniverse anthology that Cops Van Zandt's putting together.
Nice.
So I'm gonna have a cool snowboarding story. I wanted to do something fun, something exciting. That's a lot of environmentals, a lot of action, visual-driven
Nice.
storytelling.
What is that full-page spread there over on the left?
Oh, yeah. That's from my. Let me go ahead and blow that up. That's from my ash can for Apex Predator 0 to 12. This is the page 4 or 5 spread. We start off 0 running through the jungle, and page 2 and 3 right here. You find out why she's been running because of a nice little trip line right there. Turn the page, and she has dialed it up to 13. That's right.
Nice.
A little crack coom in there for the crack pack bow. Anybody who doesn't know about crack pack, they don't even notice it. They're like, what? That's a legit explosion sound. It's really cool. Like, excellent. But yeah, I've been shoving this link in people's faces.
That's a pretty sweet explosion there.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it took a hot minute.
Forever, I'm sure, dude. Look at the trees bending. That's so cool. The palms are going.
So Mo Biggs in the chat.
Mo Biggs
saying hell to chat. Then he goes, "What year is it?" It's 1984.
What year is it? Yeah, I know. I know. It's been a while since we've seen the Good Night again, or Flash from the Past. Yeah. We'll go back up here. Look at it some more.
But yeah, I've got this 12-page ash can that's going out. It's out. I've got the link pinned to my Twitter. People can go look at it, download it, view it for free, whatever they want. And as I turn it from an ash can to a preview, as I complete it, I'm updating it. And I got to update this page. I'm probably going to ink this page next, just because this person right there that's the drawn in tier. They originally show up on this page. They're down here. They're the corporate executive who's all super upset at the Zero blowing things up. That was totally not what was on the order for the day. But I can actually show you a little sneak peek at where's that? Nope, not that one. Here we go. So page 12 and then page 13. So they're going to be in there a lot. They're going to be in there a lot. Whoever's going to do that drawn in tier for that. There's still a couple more shots.
Post. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, because in the last one, Zero's flipping him off, and he that did not go unnoticed. So it's like, screw you, you piece of junk garbage robot thing. You're defective. They should discontinue. And 12 in the background is amused.
This chat is the best. Dude.
So yeah, no, it's just some good, solid, fun storytelling, folks. And that's also what I'm bringing to the Crom anthology right there. Some good fun. This is going to be some exciting snowboarding action, a game of fate, to be consigned to oblivion, to be sent home, lost in the multiverse. What will Scalpel 21, the Blackjack, do?
We'll find out. Get the book.
We'll find out. Yeah. Go sign up for the Cromniverse. It's gonna be a blast. I think there's something like 13 creators contributing.
Wow.
To this.
Quite a few.
Yeah, anywhere from 4 to 8 pages a piece. I think somebody's doing like a full 12-page story. Fun anthology, all featuring Pops's signature character, Crom, the little green dude with the bad attitude. Yeah, no, here we go. Boom. See, got this knocked out. This is the ad that's going in the alternate comics. So everybody go check it out. Go follow Pops. Get the latest. 13 stories, 20 creators and artists. Wow. It's Crom boarding. Yeah, Hat Club. That's right. I got my alternate cap on right now.
Okay.
For real. Yeah, thank you for showing that off, Chris. And don't forget, Gun Demon on Indiegogo as well. Greg Levitz coming out the gates, swinging hard with this amazing book. He's making it happen. Just about 33% of the way there for Greg to break even on that. By the way, that's why the flexible goal is Greg's trying to break even. If he can hit that goal, he's broken even on the book, and from there on out, he's actually making money. So, other than that, it's coming out. Everything else is coming out of pocket. So go back that book today. Make this happen. It's good stuff. And while you're at it, go get that good night. Because, we got the good stuff. We got the good stuff. And, Crystal, I'm going to have to come on your show sometime. We got to get Sir Alexander added to the Comicsgate Mega Collage, the CG Mega Collage. Oh, yeah. I've got some amazing.
Wow. That's quite a few.
Yeah, and I'm going around. I used to do this on my channel.
Somebody needs to do a video and explain the backstories of everyone. That'd probably be like a 30-minute video.
Right? Oh, I'm actually gonna have like a good cheat sheet to go with it. That's got the outlines and the numbers and all that fun stuff when it's done. And I've taken this on the road. Just got to get scheduled up with like people like Peter Gilmore and get Jack the Ripper added. And we're talking with Mandy about getting Wart and getting so many, getting Nat
Mandy's been
on here.
busy over there. Like she has
She's
her website and everything
Mhm.
set up over there. It's like, wow, busy.
She has made a business of it, and it's fantastic.
Oh
It's
yeah,
I love to see that stuff.
smart. Yeah, for sure.
That's what I want to see of all these IPs. I want to see y'all make a business of this. Uh, go beyond the comic page. I love the comic page, but I want to see I want to get birthday napkins for Canadian Shield. I'm just saying, you know.
Oh no. I see Sir Alexander and I expect to hear Cecil start clinking his ice and
Oh,
Nasser
no.
squeaking his chair.
Ew, no, not the cheers.
The old days.
No.
Back in the day.
We can for sure get Cecil to clink his glass, though.
There
I'm
we
sure
go.
we can work that.
All right, I'm done showing things off. Now I'm judging people.
Oh, who's that?
Yes.
Oh,
That's
is that
me.
you?
Yeah, I'm the Caesar of Cyberpunk.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Fist says every book indie/CG book backed is a middle finger to the corporate media that told us we're not their audience anymore. Hashtag back
That's
and
right.
forth.
Exactly,
That's right.
guys.
That's right. Get
You
the
want
Lorenzo
something
perk.
good, sometimes you got to step out of your zone and make it happen.
Everybody's got to have on your campaign. I'm telling you this right now. You got to have the Lorenzo Slee Stack perk. That's 2 of everything.
I can't, dude.
Because that's what he does. He goes and
loves
he
it,
likes
doesn't
your
he?
campaign. He buys 2 of everything, one for himself and one to collect.
MVP. MVP.
Pop says you may add
People
Crom,
like
permission-
that are awesome.
Oh yeah, no, and I got to do that. I got to go on your show, Pops. We'll do that on your show. That's what I'm doing here. Is to bring. I'm trying to bring the ideas that this is marketing for CG as a whole, right? That kind of bringing like fan bases along. Try to get the picture itself to have a fan base because it's not about me who's drawing it. That's why I haven't added any of my characters. It actually is about the subject matter entirely because I really believe in this stuff. What the establishment is thrown at us is garbage. A lot of it is
Oh, dude, don't even. I saw Ninja
Yeah.
Turtles like Valentine's Day. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but there's
Oh, go
a
ahead.
Valentine's Day promo. It was so
Mhm.
atrocious, and it had that new like turtle chick, and then
Oh,
some
okay.
like goth, like pig thing, human hybrid, and they're just making out, and I was like, dude, where's the ninjas? Like, where's the Foot Clan, dude? How do we go from the turtles in black and white, like hacking, people up, and then now we're over here, like it's almost like a romance novel. Like, dude, this isn't what happened.
It's
I don't
YT
even know.
romance
That's
now.
why it's not selling. It's not selling because people want to see stuff like blowing up, getting shredded. That's what they're there for. That's what they expect.
We
And
want to
like
see
little
protagonists.
quirks and cringy
Mhm.
jokes. That's what we're
We
there
want to see protagonists overcome overwhelming odds using the tools at their disposal.
Yeah.
The tools of self.
And on a side note, whenever they create a
Mhm.
female turtle, most of the time it's always trash. Stop doing it, guys. Stop it. Right?
Yeah.
We don't need a female turtle. It's trash. We have April, guys. We don't need that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But don't ever say you're sorry for interrupting Tank. If you don't interrupt him, you'll never get a word in.
It's true.
Dude. It was just so horrendous that I just like had a spurg moment where I was like, Ninja Turtles. This is why nobody's buying it. Because I loved the original run of the Ninja Turtles. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
And then these companies come in with their license and they give you such garbage. Like I haven't gotten GI Joe, Transformers, the new TMNT stuff because it's awful.
No. Well,
It's so disgusting.
have you seen War for Cybertron?
No, dude.
It's
Like-
really good. It's actually
Okay.
good. Nobody's talking about it. War for Cybertron, the one they did exclusively for. I was like, wait a minute, this is a Netflix show that's good.
Oh, okay, shows. I thought
this
you were
is-
talking about the game for a sec. I was like, dude,
Oh,
I've
no.
played all the games.
Yeah, I recommend people go check it out. It's legit Transformers, and it kind of ties.
I know my
And-
dad and brother were mentioning that. It's like I'll add it to the list, but I'm suspicious. So I'll wait a minute.
It's good. It ties in everything. It ties in everything. It cleans it up nicely and sets it up for a new iteration, a new
Oh wow.
telling of the Transformer story. That, of course, we know that they'll just go ahead and mess it up. But it's kind of like it was really well done, and they introduced like a whole bunch of new characters, and they're good characters. They're fun. They're compelling. They're interesting. You get behind it. And I was like, holy cow! Why is nobody talking about
That
this?
sounds great. Probably because they want to bury it. Because they don't want you to be happy
Right?
and enjoy the things that make you happy anymore. That's why they trash everything that's near and dear to you.
How dare you not be miserable?
It's got Nemesis Prime.
Pretty sweet.
And Nemesis Prime was from the comics. That's the
No. Most of the time, it's always trash. 60% of the time, it works every time.
every time. Same energy. Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah, the last Ronin was pretty. Is it? The last one's not out, is it?
No. Sugar, now tell the story about you harassing that poor large Nigerian woman for nudes. I'm
Wait,
not
is
telling
this
any more
real?
stories.
Wait a second, is this real, Chris?
No.
But
Don't
the way
listen to
you
Pale
said
Rider.
no, that was suspicious, Chris.
It's pay for play, baby.
Yeah, but that
Well, I'm not
Is this
that
telling
one
true,
that
Chris?
that
Is
one's
this true?
baby. That one's the baby one.
That's part of that is all ties into
I
the
think
baby
we need
story.
another story now,
No,
Chris.
we
You have
don't.
to explain yourself.
No.
So
I
did you
explained it.
did you get 6 new backers now, Crystal?
We need a story, dude.
Mr. Fish says Reacher was amazing. How can they give us that, but then squeeze out a steaming pile of diversity with their vandalism?
Dude,
of the
because
Lord
they're
of the Rings?
sitting at the board meeting in their stiff chairs,
Yeah,
and they're like,
it's
"How can we anger the fans this time?
yeah, but
Those
I
dirty
don't think
racists!
it's
How dare you?"
but I don't think it's Netflix. And Netflix, like, there is some projects or some series or movies that come out like not being woke at
That's
all.
so they can. They need to
I think-
actually make money occasionally. You know.
Yeah, but no, the way I
Gotta
see it,
pay
it's
the
the
bills.
people. It's the
Gotta
people
pay the-
pitching, producing the freaking project. Like it's like there's
Well,
a
it's
team.
the diversity hires, and then they start spewing their mess of just there's not enough people that look like me. We need more people. Need more this and that. It's like just tell your
Yeah,
story.
it's all me,
You don't
me,
need
me,
to
me,
make
me, me,
it
me.
propaganda. Because if you're going to that length, it is straight up propaganda. I'm sorry. That if you're just devoiding it of everything fun, or at least enjoyable or artistic, that's just propaganda, guys.
Oh, Miss McGhee, do you know about this new Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
No, it looks horrible, dude. Have you seen the trailer?
No,
It's like
I-
vloggers on a party bus, and the trailer for starters, the trailer gave away too much because they gave away what you would call the big slaughterhouse scene, where there's a
Oh,
ton
yeah.
of people ripe for the slaughtering, and then they gave it away because there's all of the people they brought to the town are on the party bus, and they're like, "Oh, what is he?" And they all like pull out their phones to like put it on Instagram, and then you just see him hack people, and there's like at least 10, like 20, 15 people on that bus. they spoiled it all. I'm like, dude, that's not surprising anymore. So then when you see all the people on the
Ruins the whole
bus,
thing.
yeah, it just ruins it.
Yeah, I've only seen so far, like, I guess the movie poster where he's in like a field.
Like the
It
poster looks cool,
looks like
yeah, for sure.
looks like he's pooping.
If all, like the poster looks kind of odd and like spooky, sure.
He's like, oh,
But then when they
they
show you
see me
the
while-"
trailer, it's the same old tropes. We have like the annoying final girl chick. We have the vloggers. They're coming there to vitalize like a ghost town. And I'm like, what is the use of this unless you're a giant corporation?
So it's like
Or
that.
you're a farmer and you're just gonna
So
bulldoze everything for farmland. I don't know.
so it's like that Halloween movie when they did the
Yeah.
in-home thing where the reality TV.
It's like that, yeah. And
Yeah.
they're like, we can revitalize this ghost town. Yeah, yeah.
Wow, that sounds very, I don't know, meh.
And they're all it's just very tropey. And
Yeah.
it doesn't look like anything new is happening. The kills don't look very exciting. But they brought the original actress back, guys. You know, we haven't done this before, like Terminator, and then trash it.
So
Yeah.
they're just kind of doing the soft reboot thing where it's like, look, we're just changing a couple
We got her
things.
back.
And look, we got all this. Member berries, member.
Remember this actress from the first film? Oh yeah.
I remember.
Pepperidge Farm.
It's like,
remember
why are
hers?
you showing that she comes back in the trailer? Wouldn't you want that to be a surprise that she has big involvement?
No,
I guess
they
not.
need the nostalgia.
Well, you know.
How else they gonna make money?
Because there's certain films like How to Train Your Dragon that the first few weeks it was out, it wasn't doing too well. But then word of mouth spread that it was actually a good film. And then suddenly you saw like second and third week boosts to the movie. It's like that stuff actually works, just like Spider-Man No Way Home. If you keep stuff hush and then they actually see it there, then you get that guy going out to his friends, like hyping up the movie for 2 days, like, oh, Tobey Maguire was in there, like he was doing this and that, and then your friends like, oh, really? Okay. And then the people, they'll more likely trust their friends hyping up the movie than they will the corporate machine, and that's a tool in your toolbox to lure people into the movie. So you should have saved that. In my opinion.
See, but you're thinking way too much into this here. Yeah, they don't care about all that. They just want that quick, easy buck. They're like, yeah, just throw some nostalgia into it, change some things around, throw it
Then
out
you have
there.
Terminator
and they'll eat it
Dark
up.
Fate.
Well, that didn't work for the formula so well.
They lost massive money. As
Minor
they should.
setback. Minor setback.
Despite its title of Nope, which is kind of like a clownish title,
Oh, that
Um,
note movie.
it actually looks like Signs, but good. I was like, hey, this is kind of creepy. That's one of those like I'm never looking at a power outage the same way.
Well, they
I hope-
also the Note movie, if that's what you're talking about,
Mhm.
they left that trailer very vague, as you should, because
Uh-huh.
you're just seeing creepy stuff happen. You're like, dude, is it aliens? Like, is it like Twister Part 2? Like, you don't know.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
very interesting, and that's what will also get you into the theater, because you're like, well, is it aliens? You and your friends are feuding if it's aliens or it's like a giant Twister monster. You'll go to the movie to see it. For sure.
Yeah.
If they
Yeah,
just
no,
put a better title on that, because it's so stupid.
right.
Because you're
It's just-
gonna say,
no.
hey, what are you going out to see tonight? Nope. What movie? Nope.
Nope.
What are you talking about? Tell me what the movie is. It's called Nope. Like, that's just a troll move.
Yeah, it's a little bit too much. It's like, oh, come on, man. I know you're a comedy writer and everything.
Because Get Out, it's like, okay, that makes sense, right? You know, you have
Mhm.
Us, you're like, okay, I guess. And then you just get to Nope, and you're like, dude, I don't know how we're gonna do this. Nope.
Nope.
Gargoyle says Shania Twain song. No, I'm not singing any songs. Let's
Do you
see.
sing, Chris?
No. No, I don't. But apparently El Gargoyle
But
thinks
the
I do.
chat seems to
He
think you
keeps
do,
it.
Chris.
Well, no, it's just El Gargoyle.
Does he just want to hear you sing?
Apparently.
Has he even
Oh.
paid you yet for these songs?
Mickey, what do you think I am here?
I don't
See,
know.
that's the
Chris.
fun thing,
Why don't
is that-
you explain it to us?
You think I'm just some soiled dove who just does whatever the money tells me?
I don't know, Chris. Why don't you tell us? Would you?
That will be story number 4.
So does that make like a guest panelist a guest pimp since they're the one that receives the payment?
Dude,
Just
you've done
asking.
this, Chris. You've let this snowball.
Right, hurry up and pay daddy.
Wait, Chris asked a woman, did he know? Was
Uh,
he?
Now I have Crystal McGhee in my head as Michelle Nichols in Truck Turner.
Oh no.
Mickey's like,
This
where's
guy-
my baby powder?
She's one of the deadly pimps that killed his partner.
Oh boy.
Wasn't it
This has
Seven
gotten
Pimps
them-
too? It's like it's basically
Yeah.
like the alternate title of that movie could be called Seven Deadly Pimps. One of my favorite movies of all
What was
time.
that last comment? I didn't.
It says nobody looks like a Korean/Jew except for Keanu Reeves and Tim Pool. I don't feel properly represented.
Oh boy.
It
That's
says there's not enough people that look like
quite
me.
the comment.
Was it a dwarf saying this? Then Fist says no exit looks like an interesting new horror film.
I haven't heard of that.
It's about a guy who can't poop.
Oh wow.
Let's see.
There's one called Curse that I'm seeing on Saturday that looks interesting. Supposedly, which is tomorrow, about werewolves.
Curse. That sounds familiar. I think I might have seen the trailer on that one.
Hmm.
Mo says Crystal forgot that people are going to hype it up after seeing if it sucks.
Well, I would think that's assumed.
And then he says, wait, that did happen once. My friend with the ring too. I think he had undiagnosed brain damage.
What is this?
Fist says horror movies are usually funny. The only movie to ever give me nightmares was the first 20 minutes of Saving Private Ryan. That one messed me up for weeks. You know, the movie that messed me up as a kid was Leprechaun.
Leprechaun. Was it in the
Yeah,
hood?
can't you see? I'm a leprechaun. Can't you see?
That movie messed with me.
You don't enjoy the leprechauns, Chris?
Well, no, I'm fine with it now, but as a kid, it fucked with me. And like for a long time, like I always made sure my feet were covered when I went to bed because I was
Stop.
always worried he would like come
What's
up and bite my
wrong?
toes off.
It's horrifying.
That and mice. What was the other movie that bothered me as a kid? Because I was really tiny with this one. It was Graveyard Shift, where they had to fight the giant like rat or whatnot in the sewers.
What?
Was that what it was called? Graveyard Shift or Midnight Shift? What was it called?
There was a horror movie called Graveyard Shift.
Yeah, Stephen King's.
one that-
Yeah, there it is. There it is. Yeah, Stephen King's Graveyard Shift. Yeah, because they had the miner helmet with the skull and the eyes. In the eye. Yeah.
Mine was Aliens, dude. Like, we wouldn't. My stepdad and I saw that at a drive-in theater. And that was the first of the two flicks, and then, we watched that, and then he hands me $20 and tells me to go get a bunch of snacks from the concession stand. So I go walking out into that dark movie lot, and dude, my imagination was messing with me, and I was like, "It's just your imagination, dude. You just saw a scary movie. They're not everywhere." 2 weeks, 2 weeks taking out the trash, checking under the truck just to make sure that's just my imagination.
Just in case.
Fantastic movie, love it.
Johnny says he knows the perfect song for me to sing. Well, that's nice, but I'm not going to sing it. And El Goro says, "Don't you feel like a woman?" Mo says, Soiled Dove is Sugar's previous stage name.
Oh no.
Oh Lord.
Why
This
have you done
says-
this, Chris?
Fish says, Leprechaun in the Hood. Sugar Chris just hated midgets. That's why that film messed him up. No, I watched, it was the original Leprechaun, not Leprechaun in the Hood.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was the original Leprechaun. Mo says Bancroft was terrified by Leprechaun in the Hood. He didn't even notice there was a leprechaun.
Oh. Oh boy.
Brutality.
Damn.
You're just getting roasted, Chris.
Oh, it's Jake. Hello, sir. He says Lady Death with 6 hands to choke me with.
I mean, if that's what you're into, my dude, it's all up to the imagination.
There you go.
And the other thing with all those hands that comes in handy story-wise is that she can cast a separate spell with each hand. So if you're trying to beat her casting spells, it's just not going to work. That's why she is basically the last of her kind, because her kind is way too powerful, because nobody can really beat that. If you're doing different spells at the same time, that's just not going to work. It's like, we need to get rid of that guy. We can't do anything with that.
She could also
And the
make,
way
like,
that the way that her people get just wiped out is wild. It's very brutal. It's one
Yeah,
for
that-
the ages.
yeah, it does make sense that everybody would kind of gang up on them since they're so OP.
Yeah, and that's why she is the way she is. She's so just spiteful and just very villain-like. There's a good reason she didn't always used to be like this. They made a villain.
She could also, make multiple sandwiches.
Chris, Chris, what have you done?
Mm,
You why?
a hoagie even.
No, Chris.
Fist says, use your imagination. 6 hands, 2 on the throat is just fine.
Why, chat? This is too much. This has crossed the line.
It's been out for how long, and it's already Rule 34'd?
How bad would that be, dude? I can't.
2 on the throat, 1 on the organ.
Rule 34ing it all.
Let's see.
All right,
Jake
gotta love the
said,
chat.
Sugar's wet dream is to see her wielding magical guns.
Magical guns. What is that about the guns, Chris?
I don't know. Maybe it's because I have so many.
Da, da, da.
I own quite
Like
a few
actual
guns.
guns.
Yeah, I own a lot of them. I got 2 of them sitting over there.
I've got all the guns.
I've got, last time I counted was like 60. But let's see.
That's
Mo
quite the
says,
flex, Chris.
Pull Out Pigeon is the last of his line as well.
Just stop it. This chat. This chat is full of trolls.
That's
I
how
love it.
rolls. And Jake's saying to Fist, no, all 6 must grip this neck. It needs to pop like a Coke bottle quick.
This is why, Chris? Why have you've done this? This is wrong.
Not kink shaming, but that seems a bit extreme.
Like, I feel like you'd be dead, but okay, Chief.
The body is willing, but the flesh is weak and spongy. He says, snatching Cintiq pen. He says he's on it. Well, there you go. Jake's gonna start Rule 34.
Oh no. Oh
He's
no.
gonna get
You
that
create-
choking fetish.
Monster, Chris.
Yeah. I didn't create nothing. I don't take responsibility for
started
any of
it.
these people.
You mentioned Rule 34.
Paris. I didn't mention that. What? No, that was Tank. Blame Tank.
I don't know
Your
what you're talking about.
depravity.
I blame Sim.
Yep. Let's see. Power says Sugar baby still needs that DNA swab for the paternity test. I never even met her. How would that even happen? What happened? She sat on a dirty Starbucks toilet seat. Let's see.
Well, why are you doing that in Starbucks, dude?
It's from a movie.
This is too much, Chris. I don't know about this.
Let's see. But Christmas says pull out pigeons, pull out game was just that good at tuna species.
This is horrible.
All right.
is
Sam,
horrible.
what's this now?
What?
What are you sharing?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Pay
Oh,
attention. Keep
yeah.
up.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I was just waiting for you to highlight it. I just wanted to remind people that Delson and Ivers go sign up. And that's a sample from Planet 69.
Sims
You
over
say
in
Planet 69?
Yeah. See? Right
You
here.
did that on purpose. So.
Yeah, I did.
Nice.
It is a nice planet.
And it's right here.
I love it.
And for people that didn't see the trailer, check this out.
Love it.
There we go.
So go sign up.
All right. What? How long's it been? It's been 2 hours. Oh, my.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Time
think we should start
flies.
to wrap it up then.
Don't forget to sub, like, and share this channel.
What's Jake saying here? He says, in the pitch meeting of American Dragon, the creators were presented numerous Rule 34s of other series. The guys at Disney asked if they were willing to accept that being a reality if they accept selling.
It is a reality.
Yeah, well, that's just what you have to face as a creator. That someone will inevitably make porn of your comic.
Don't do it.
That's right.
Power says, did Chris say he jerks off at Starbucks?
Yes, he did, Pale Red.
It was a joke from a movie.
You've got him on camera saying
It was from what was it? I Know What You Did Last Friday the 13th or something like that. She like tests positive for like chlamydia or something. She's like, ah, damn Starbucks toilet seats. Something like that. And he said, Jake said, 2010 dialed me. And Fist says, "Sweet, that music just screams for a Sugar Tarna dance."
Somebody needs to make that happen.
Johnny says,
The
"This is why I
question
do."
is how much, Chris? How much to make that?
Chris
Johnny
would pay to
says-
make it not happen.
Exactly.
Johnny's saying, "This is why I do Rule 34 of my own stuff. Get them before they get you."
Oh no.
Oh yeah, I seen that when I this morning, Fisk, while I was laying there in bed trying to sleep. Says,
People
anyone
are
see that
so
video on
gross.
Twitter going around the chick
Yeah.
flicking the bean furiously while driving?
No.
Looked like she
It's
had
a
some.
driving hazard.
Looks like she had some big old boobies. You know what I'm saying? No, I think she had the autopilot thing on for her driving. So at least there's that.
So the Tesla is being used in this way. Why? You
Why
can't
was it
give
built
people
for it?
nice things. You can't give them nice things.
Because that's
It's been
humanity.
out for how long, and they already Rule 34 did.
Yeah, that's humanity for you. All right, let's see. All right, everybody, we're gonna start to wrap this up. Tank, your final
Yes, sir.
statement.
I did not do it unless I was supposed to.
Good man. Good man.
But yeah, go get Gut Demon on Indiegogo, and go check out my my ash can. And I'm open for commissions. Medical expenses have been kind of adding up. We kind of had a family emergency, so I'm open for commissions on my own projects being set to the side again. I'll work on it when I can, but right now I got bills to pay, mouths to feed.
All right, and let's see, Sim.
Sub, like, and share this channel. Don't forget to go sub to Tales on an Adverse and go see everybody's book here.
Okay. Miss McGhee, your final words.
Hello. You can find me on Twitter at Crystal McGhee, just how it looks on screen. And then you can also check out, I have a website set up for Mystical Comics. I'm working on different parts, so certain parts of the site are kind of walled off for right now, but come next week, about Wednesday, Thursday area, we have some blog posts that are going to go up, and they'll just be kind of cool pop culture pieces and other stuff like that, as well as some pre-order stuff. We're not selling the first issue of The Good Night just yet, besides the digital, but pretty soon that's where we'll put all of that stuff when the time comes and whatnot. So yeah, check that out. More is going to be updated. And yes, thank you all for your support.
Let's see. Power is saying, "What the fuck kind of Twitter feed y'all got?" Mine. Somebody retweeted Cecil. Yeah, somebody retweeted Cecil,
Cecil
and that's
does
where I
weird
seen it.
stuff on Twitter, and your
Yeah.
Twitter timeline will get tainted.
So if you want to see it, Pale, just go to Cecil's Twitter.
You really
Mhm,
don't.
mhm.
Fist says she was flicking that thing like it was her job. Didn't look like she was enjoying it all. Yeah, she looked very serious. Her face was just going at.
I take masturbation very seriously, folks.
She's like, I'm just-
Seriously.
She was probably just really smart about it. She's like, I'm just getting in here, getting it done, moving on. She's like, I got shit to do. That's why I'm doing it alone.
Why?
Ain't nothing in this world for free. Yep.
Yeah, you know, I can't hold back. I can't back down. You know, I wish I could, but there ain't no rest for the wicked.
This is why Chris decided to go for me. No.
You not a furry.
The Soul's putting the Patreon link for Mystical Comics.
Yay.
He's got the mailing list for Tales from That Verse. Did I miss something? Oh yeah, Mr. Fist says, "Yeah, Tank, we should chat about those commission."
Rogers, yeah, hit me up, hit me up.
We got the follows for everybody. All right. I think I'm caught up. All right. Soul says to Crystal, "Sorry, I was rather busy today, but I'll watch the replay and heckle them boys."
You're good, my dude. You're good.
You better make me cool.
No. No.
All right. All right, everybody. All right, we're gonna wrap this up. I don't want to keep Miss McGhee any longer. Thanks everybody for joining us in the chat. We do appreciate it, of course. Thanks, of course, to Tank for joining us, and Sim as
Thank you.
always.
Yep.
And McGhee, I appreciate you joining us as the guest and putting up
No
with
problem.
us really all this time.
It's fun. Yeah.
It is always a pleasure to have you with us.
Aw, thanks.
And oh, look at that! Right at the end, here comes the fan.
Yo, Nap.
Nah, he was here before. I
Wait.
was just waiting at the end.
I'm sorry, Nap. We're wrapping it up. It's been 2 hours. I'm sorry, Nap. I'm sorry. You and Mo get it bad. Y'all just pop in right at the end.
That happens to me sometimes. It's like, ooh, someone's live. Nope, never mind.
Yeah, I used to have that problem all the time. But all right, thanks everybody, and we'll see you all in the next one.